Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back once again to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. We have once again this week another review, and it's for a new figure from Jujutsu Kaisen. Technically this is the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie version, but with some small adjustments you can make it into the current version. But this is Suguru Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, the movie. And honestly, this guy I was gonna sleep on. I was gonna pass up on until I saw that articulation preview from Tamashii Nations, and this guy just has me really hyped for many different reasons. Not only for the Jujutsu Kaisen line, but maybe for the Bleach line in the future, and seeing how well they can adjust using more softer plastics on their figures and just articulation changes. Because Geto, for his articulation, is pretty crazy. There are a few things about him that I could see doing differently, mostly with this front piece here, but a lot of him is a great overall. So really quickly, we can just get the accessories out of the way and showcase those. So first off, we gotta show the main weapon here. There you go. It's actually like chains, so it doesn't really hold the pose like it does on the box. Right there. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's deceiving, but if you want to get it in that pose, you're gonna have to be creative on how you get it to stay like that, because it moves around. So it's meant for him to hold it in both hands. And will be interesting to see what other characters they do from Jujutsu Kaisen, because I believe there's like 2 other sorcerers that use this. So be interesting to kind of mix and match different weapon accessories. However, we also did get a separate hair attachment. So this one's got more of like a wavy effect, as you can see there, whereas this one is just straight down. And it does have articulation in the back, so very nice. Very, very nice. And of course, let's go through the faces as well as the hands. So first off, we've got our little smirk, smiling expression. And next up, we have an even happier expression, peaceful, tranquil. And you notice the little earring on the side there. The details, on the faces look pretty good. Very accurate to that movie. And I mean, even just in general, he, at least in the first season, because I haven't read the manga for this series, in the first season, these faces can be used pretty well if you just, I think, add the line and the stitches there to kind of get that same effect he had. We are getting season 2 soon for 2023, so I am expecting to see some other potential figure announcements besides Toto that we got from one of the World Tour previews, I believe. I think it's New York Tour that they showed off Toto, so we might get more. Hoping for Maki. I know Figma is doing Inumaki, I think. And I think that's it. They might be doing another one. But let's take a look at Geto's other hands as well. So nothing too crazy here. We got these kind of hands. I don't know what to really call these ones, just kind of holding his hand out. You've got your hands, of course, to hold the actual weapon. And I'm sorry, the name of the weapon is escaping me at this point. I just watched that movie too, so I should know it, but things escape the mind at the most inconvenient times. And we've got, I think this is like, you could say, cursed energy he's holding, because it's from the movie when he took the cursed spirit or whatever off of that girl, so then he ate it or something. And lastly, you have an open palm hand. So nothing too out of the ordinary with the hand accessories. But yeah, let's just jump into his articulation, because this guy is just bonkers. Quickly though, before we do that, I want to talk about this. So this is not what I thought it was going to be when we initially saw this, because they didn't pose him doing anything other than hand out and holding, where is it? Holding this for a while. So they didn't show him doing any fighting. They didn't show him in any poses with the leg articulation, nothing. So we thought this would potentially be like hard plastic, but you see how soft that is. Like it's really, really flexible. On the back side here, it is attached to him, a little slot right there. I don't know if that's easy to pull out. I'm not willing to do that right now. Maybe in my own time I'll try that out, but I really don't want to mess it up. This piece right here though is going to be a pain, simply because it's not attached to anything, so it's loosely just sitting there. So if you move his arm really high, that's what happens. I don't know why it had to be that way specifically. Maybe they could have done something different where it's already, I don't know. Maybe this is the best option, because if they would have done something where it had to be plugged in like this piece right here, definitely wouldn't be able to get that maximum like range out of it. So it's like give and take. I kind of mess with it, but I kind of don't. It's gonna be annoying reposing this guy and having to like slot this in there. That's like the biggest gripe I'll have with that. Other than that though, really nice, you know, soft plastic across the board. I enjoy it a lot, and it gives me hope for future figures that have more skirt-like pieces. You know, Sasuke, for example, from the Naruto line was like, for me, a really good start to seeing soft plastic on figures more regularly. So really happy that they did that. But now let's get into the articulation. So first off, like I mentioned before, he does have hair articulation. Doesn't turn too much. Let me see what the other hair. So the other hair has this ball peg hole. It might get a little bit more range there, but I think it would be pretty much more or less the same. Now, as for his head, it's not too much there you can really do. The neck is going to be pretty integral for using that articulation though. So that's as far down, and that's as far up. That's as far left, or right, I should say. That's as far left. Taking this little piece off, of course, you can get a full T-pose. And the butterfly joint, I think that's maximum without trying to stress it too much. That's about as far as it might go, or will be willing to go without potentially breaking it for myself. Others might, you know, try to take that a little bit further, but I don't want to be the one that breaks the figure and has to end up repaying for it. That's most of the time that I feel like when I'm messing with these. Now looking under here, we've got this nice separation. Not as soft, of course, but not super duper hard plastic. But his articulation here is pretty good. So that's how far he can bend down. And I mean, that might be a little bit of the legs there, but he can get pretty far just alone with this upper portion of the body, which is really nice. You kind of hear it snap a little bit. I'll be careful about that. And that's about as far as he can go going backwards. And of course, you can lift this skirt up, and let's just take a look at the legs back here. This is why I'm hyped for bleach figs, because they can be really, really good if they do them right. You know, the aesthetic of it from the ones that we've seen, I know people are not too happy about, but they definitely can make some really good figs. If they do it right, they can be top tier. So articulation for the legs. Oops. Let's see. That's what it looks like with the skirt up. Let's see what it looks like if the skirt piece is there as well. Not so bad. Probably could try to get it higher too. It's just this fold is blocking it. As for the knee, there you go, 90, and then some more. And of course, you've got your ankle swivel there as well. Got your toe hinge. And as for splits, let's see how far he can really go. You might be able to go a little further if I can mess with him, but not so bad either. You know, that's a pretty good range of motion. So overall, I mean, this guy is a pretty good fig, all right? If you like Jujutsu Kaisen and you like Geto, I think you'd like this figure, honestly. You might not like this part of it, and because it is so thin, you do have to be careful, like, just ripping on it, like pulling it, because this can break. But again, I mean, it's just going to get really annoying to keep posing it like this, and that's going to be the biggest problem. Keep doing that, because it does sag around here, and I mean, it just won't stay. So that is the biggest problem I find with that. But quickly, I'll just also showcase the alternate face and hair options so you guys can see what that looks like on him. Also, to take a look, this right here inside the actual attachment for the head / hair, this peg can actually like come out, and it's probably better if I put the head back on so you guys can see that happen. So you look there, it can actually be popped out, which is interesting. I'm not sure if that's intentional for other figures in the future where they have the same type of peg system, but it's definitely something that I don't usually see them allow you to do that way, at least, because what I was intending to do when I found that out was putting his head on one of the what's his name, Gojo bodies, so just to see what he looks like in it. I guess you could say school outfit of some sorts. So there's his other face, the grin, the side eye, peaceful and content. And there you go, you can also see it's just that simple. You pull it out, just be careful how you pull it out so you're not you know, accidentally breaking the thing. And there is the windy version, and there's the normal version just going down. And like I said, about the same range of motion. Nothing really with the side swivel like that. So yeah, overall, a pretty great fig. I mean, he's really cool. I like the design overall for him. Why is this oh yeah, there's that as well. So you do have to be like cognizant of the alignment here in the arms, because it'll, you know, not go back in if you don't pay attention. So kind of like the Star Wars figures, I think. I think Anakin and some others were like that as well. But let me grab Gojo, as well as who should I grab? Gojo and Yuta. That's who I'll grab. All right, I'll be back because this thing is annoying me. All right, so final thoughts. Again, Geto is Geto, however you want to say it. I think it's pronounced Geto. Something, you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But overall, I think Geto is a really good figure. Really good showcasing the articulation and the legs and the ab crunch. I think the arms could be a little bit better. You know, you can't really get that full butterfly joint to go all the way out and work to where he's crossing his arms. Because if you see there, the point of what I'm trying to do is to see if he can get his arms close enough to make it look like he's got his hands folded in his the folds of the arm sleeves, you know, like he does in the show. So that's something I wish could have been a little bit better. You know, most of the other parts of his body work really nice. This part right here is just, again, going to be really annoying. If you move it up too much, this back part might pop out. If you don't, you know, limit the articulation of the left arm, the front part might come out. So I'm gonna have to find some way to make that, you know, a little bit more worth my time, just to kind of keep messing with. But ideally, this would be the guy I would like to pose and kind of keep in one pose and not have to deal with that so many times. But he is fun to mess with. Additionally, you can see like kind of the size comparison there. Roughly about the same size as Gojo, just slightly taller than Yuta there. But overall, I think it's a pretty good fig to pick up if you like the character, or if you like the show and you want, you know, another villain character besides Sukuna, which also is a pretty good pickup. He's relatively the same as you. I mean, yeah, Itadori, Yuji, whatever you want to call him. Relatively the same, just upper body is new, and of course comes with a lot more phases. And yeah, so pretty good release. I do want to see what else they can plan to do for the future of Jujutsu Kaisen, because right now they're still doing other sorcerers and stuff like that, like Toto, and they might continue doing that. I do hope to do more cursed spirits though. I've not read too far on the manga, so I'm not sure what's prominently going on in there. But for stuff like season 1, also I would like to see Nanami. The Figma one is not where I think it could have been. The SH Figuarts one I could see doing a whole lot better, just off the way that they've been doing some of the latest characters in suits. I think it'll be a lot better once they do him. And, you know, I forget the name of some of the cursed spirits, it's just escaping me. But, you know, you let me know what you guys would like to see in the comments from Tamashii Nations for the continuation of the Jujutsu Kaisen line, because it's definitely still going to be going on. You know, there's a lot. I've seen little screenshots and stuff of some cool stuff happening for the future. So definitely going to be excited to see that. But yeah, enjoyed the figure. Definitely recommend it. And yeah, catch you guys in the next video, which could be anything at this point. I've got loads of stuff just coming in. It could be another figure, or it could be news. Tamashii Nations World Tour is still going on, so all sorts of reveals are set to happen probably, as well as getting closer to San Diego Comic-Con. So be prepared for a whole lot of news and potential figure pre-orders to go up, because we still are waiting for characters like Yamato and etc. to get pre-order dates. So yeah, with that, I will end it here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Catch you guys later. Peace.